Okay, so I was just telling you about the bridges, right? So they're doing all kinds of work trying to keep a little bit of the traffic down here in Sacramento. And that's because they don't want a bunch of stalled free cars on the freeway, right? And everybody getting high and drinking and all that stuff, right? And using cell phones and playing games and all these drones and all this medication and illegal drugs and Skittles and e-pills and e-oil and meth and salt rocks and saltpeter and whatever else, right? Viagra and Cialis and Venus programs and Stormy Daniel dolls and you know applications and stuff like that, right? You ain't even gotta have a dog. You just gotta have an application, man, nowadays, right? So, anyways, it says, not to mention, Edmond, we have 12 miles out to sea volcanic rocks along the whole coastline of California. Along the whole coastline means, and, supposedly they're leaving this into the hands of the, Coast Guard, right? And, this used to be the Navy that was supposed to be taking care of this stuff, right? But they put it off on the Coast Guard now, right? So this is what I heard. But, you don't have any of those lighthouses out there, man. Not like you used to. They're all gone. And that's around this whole world, right? The whole United States, right? So you got major, major problems out there. You disassembled those and you relied on a digital system that's going to fail you. And why you even went into it is beyond me. You knew that this was going to crash. So why you even went into it is beyond me. But, and those are not, those are not private beaches, man. That's a national park. That's considered national parks. The whole coastline of California is considered national park, and it's probably all the way up into Washington and up into Alaska, right? So anyways, that's along the way too has been forgotten as well, right? So your stars and your satellites, to navigate are just gonna be, falling out of the sky because you have no water and no trees to absorb some of that sound barrier, right? And your boats and your planes and your stuff will be picking up that kind of technology instead. So Edmund, pay attention to the pictures that I painted, and please return them. Got to burn a whole bunch of pictures this weekend yesterday when I left Serenity House because the ladies had put my paintings outside that had, like an acrylic type stuff over it. And some, they got heated in the sun. And it stuck a bunch of them together because they weren't in frames, right? So I had to burn the whole doggone thing of them. So anyways, it says, I do hope this letter finds you in good health and somewhat peace of mind. Edmund, I believe your father visited me in Rosemead at 8 years old. Friends and families of friends of my grandparents, 1972 or 73. Eleanor Holmes and Harold Tim, like on the $2 bill that I framed for you. Get some 3D glasses and look at it on the back upside down as well as on the right side up. I personally can't help anyone understand all this. I've tried for 50 years, Edmund, and I just didn't care if Jesus built this land or not, or his mother or anybody else, right, or the Chinese people or anybody, right? They just don't care. They don't believe in, anything else but, what their little Bibles tell them. They don't understand that was technology stolen from China, right? So anyways, a gift given to them to carry on our precious lives here in America, California. So it says, may God bless and keep you and your family safe from all hurt, harm, and danger. As a concern for our safety in this most present and current danger is the most present and current danger. From birth to death, Edmund, we as American citizens should all be taken care of, as in the Geneva Convention articles, for our military and civilians. Men, women, and children. We are all victims of this society. We all need to have medical coverage, whatever it consists of. Our teeth, or whatever, right? It doesn't matter. Some of this technology has caused for people to be radioed. Like I said, I was a paid informant, but they thought I was a drug addict. The papers had it right out of Marin County, saying that a very wealthy lady had left a motel room dirty because I didn't make the bed. Right? And so anyways, you guys did a lot of stuff, man. So anyways, it says we as American citizens, California, should never have had to want or need for nothing. As proud Americans, we should have been able to be willing to work and praise our glorious land that was built for us so long ago by the people from China. And they're still helping us out, man. Everything I got, everything I own is by China. China, 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 China. America doesn't have any paper, right? They're using recycled paper now. So it says, to better understand our country, the Bible is our tool. With the use of these computers and the talk of mass suicides in the late 70s and 1980s, right? A lot of it. I believe Intel's Files 23 may bear witness to many of the concerns, if not reversed or taken out of the computer. While we still have water and what little time we have left, we may have as a date maybe set at this point in time. Wasting it on games, drugs, alcohol, weed, toys, as stated in this letter, Edmond, is not safety first. Nor has my life, even as a paid informant, been kept secret. Nor was it in '89, as papers and movies were written about me. My life in this country and the Da Vinci Code even stands for a prisoner of the lack of intelligence in this country. VI is Vi. 5. And danger, NC, is hostages, right? Beat the Vi. Cao Kyoto Protocol. My Tao Gatwa. All that is, about radio technology and stuff. You're hurting me, right? And you're holding my family hostage, stuff like that, right? And the design, your Da Vinci Code is the design for genetics, Edmond. The health symbol of the man, his chest, his arms, his legs, his head, his height, his weight, all play into it. And said, Edmond, I tried not to read into all the political mumbo-jumbo, boss, Republicans, Democrats, etc. It's just a way to preoccupy one's mind from reality of taking care of our country the right way. The writing's on the wall in Egypt. Trump's family should pay more attention to the 915 Wall Street instead of Mexico. 9/11 through 9/15 is Wall Street. What most white people fear of, as I've now come to realize, is doomsday, right? Your stock market going to crash because you went into electronics and I told you to stay out of it. My life has been portrayed in Playboy's little freckle-faced checkered, no underwear comics all my life, as I've been naked for the world to see. Kacha is my nickname. Transparency is what it means, or glass in Indian. Like a glass house, you could see through it. My family is Chinese 150 years ago. Friends with Abraham Lincoln. England hated my grandfather, opium, drug trade, slave trade. And Oregon was owned by England. Miss Emma Wilkes Hurd lives on Dixie Ann, right here in Sacramento, my friend. A white lady raised to hate blacks and not believe in mixed marriages or of black and white. As she was never taught that King George the 4th and 5th was Portuguese, black, Indian, and English, right? As his father was murdered and no king for 12 years until he got old enough to be king. Hence the great-grandchild of Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth. She's like the great-grandchild of him. Supposedly, right? I painted her. Lots to be told through the Tower of Babel, not knowing or understanding only to place blame on others. A story of long ago played out for way too long, of suffering for ways too many. Souls, hearts, and loved ones, and all God's people. I believe we're all angels here to be good people and to help each other. live happy, healthy, strong, intelligent lives.